The incandescent tactic by ThatRyRyGuy, love that name, is one that the creator used with Napoli. Everyone's trying Napoli. Maybe I should have as well. And he got fantastic results, winning the league handily and beating some serious teams with some serious scorelines. But now, as we transition from the Premier League into Italy with this save, will it work anywhere near as well for us? Let's take a look. As you can see, I did not use Napoli for this test. Maybe I should have, but I did the same type of setup that I did for the Premier League. I have the top team, the middle team, and the bottom team scheduled out by the media. Juve as the top, Hellas Verona as the middle, Lecce as dead last as the media prediction. And as you can see, if we go to the league table, Juve won by goal differential, I would assume. 80 points to Milan's 80 points. 25 wins, 5 draws, and 8 losses. Not exactly the greatest run there. Then as you can see, Hellas Verona come in 13th with 12 wins, 7 draws, and 19 losses with 43 points. And then Lecce right below them with 10 wins, 9 draws, 19 losses as well, 39 points, only 3 points above relegation. So again, didn't try it with Napoli, but Juve did very well-ish. 80 points, not great. Hellas Verona and Lecce, on the other hand, not so much. Lecce did beat out their roll of 20th, but on the other hand, they're only up by 3 whopping points. So only one win got them out of the relegation zone and kept them there. However, still, these two, Hellas Verona and Lecce, not very well done. Tactically, this is a bit of a bizarre one. As you can see, an asymmetric tactic. It is an attacking mentality, custom completely. Starting with the sweeper keeper in attack at back, a ball-playing defender in defend on both sides, a libero in support in the middle, a wing-back on attack on the left, a segunda volante in support, a mezzala in attack, a winger in attack, an inverted winger in attack on top, a shadow striker in attack somewhat centrally, and then an advanced forward in attack up top right there. In possession, attacking wide, pass into space, overlap only on the right, focus the play down the right and left, pass or play out of defense. Passing directness is shorter, tempo is higher, low crosses, in transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly, distribute to center backs, and then throw it long. Out of possession, high press line of engagement, higher defensive line, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, get stuck in, step up more, trap offside or outside, and stop the crosses. If we look at any opposition instructions, absolutely blank, so they're up to you. Schedule-wise, sea of green as usual, winning against Sassuolo at home 5-1 to start the league. They didn't record their first loss until 0-2 at home against Red Bull Salzburg in the Champions League Group D. Then the next one, 0-3 loss away from home against Lazio. But still, absolutely amazing. Roma 1-2 loss away from home. And then they kind of started the downhill spiral. Milan 0-3. Napoli 2-3 away from home. PSG 3-4 loss. PSG 2-4 loss. So they're out of the Champions League round of 16. And that is it. The Tim Cup semifinal first leg, 3-3 draw. And then a 3-1 win. So they move in there. But however, lose out to Atalanta 0-2 in the Cup final. So there's only one trophy so far this season. So the Serie A playoff is apparently how they won the league, beating Milan in penalties because they came up against them. And I'm going to guess Milan 0-3 loss. We saw that. Where did they play Milan again? But here they drew 1-1 at home. So head to head, Milan have the better record. But I guess because they ended up in the same point total, you've got the playoff. Oh well, 3-3 against Milan, but the penalties win them out and win the league. Interesting, I've never seen that before. If we change over to Hellas Verona, starting out against Cosenza at home in the Tim Cup first round, a 1-0 win. Starting out at home though, Inter 1-1 draw, Lazio away from home 1-1 draw, and then Torino the 1-2 loss. Not exactly the greatest way to start. Bologna 0-2. You've got 3 wins in a row, and then it's spotty all over. You've got this sea of not great, granted 2 friendlies in there, but overall, just very poor. Bologna 4-1 win at home, very nicely done. But then you've just got this sea right here And again, 2 wins to finish out the season. And then Udinese not able to pull it out, 1-2 loss. But against Lecce, 3-3 draw. Juve, 2-3 away from home. Not a bad result there. Juve here, 1-7 at home. That is disappointing to say the least. Lecce, 1-1 draw. And if we finish out with Lecce, you can see in their schedule, yeah, I mean, spotty, I can definitely say that. Some really bad results here, from all the way from Atalanta to Spezia, and then again from Lazio all the way down to the final match of the season, a win at home, which is nice. Not too bad in terms of some of the score lines, I guess, but man, that sea of red is just what hurts to see. You can see 6-2 loss at home against Juve. Hellas Verona, there's that 1-1 draw. Juve 1-6 loss away from home. And then Hellas Verona 3-3 draw. So Hellas Verona, they're able to tie, but Juve getting the crap kicked out of them. No way against that. Competitions, knocked out in the second round by Spezia in the Tim Cup. Hellas Verona, knocked out in the third round by Fiorentina. And then Juve, let's see what else. Did they win anything else? They won the league. They didn't even win the Friendly Cup. Knocked out in the final by Ajax. Knocked out in the Champions League. Oh, come on. Well, I guess I can't go to the 18th of June, apparently, in this save, because the Champions League starts again. However, they were knocked out by PSG in the round of 16 in the Champions League, and then they came runners-up in the Tim Cup final. So, not the greatest from them. I'm pretty sure there's other tactics that would really do Juve well. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, they generally go with a 5-back. But this tactic is a little too bizarre for Juve and for some of these Italian teams who like to do that 5-back. So, oh well. Probably not the best one to start with in an Italian save. However, maybe I'll try some of these tactics that everyone seems to be using Napoli. And I'll use them and see what happens with this team. As we look at the player stats, however, Dusan Vlahović, 59 goals. Not too bad. For the league and for, the competitions they were in. However, not quite the Erling Haaland. I don't think we're going to really match that very much at all. Maybe if we move to France and we can see what Mbappe has been doing. I don't know. Let me know if you want me to move to France at some point. I do have a couple of these in Italy that I'll do, and then we'll see what you want to do, if you want me to move again or not. Vlahović again, 7.72 average rating. Angel Di Maria, it's 20 assists, and then 14 player in the match awards for Vlahović. So overall, not too bad. Let's take a look at Hellas Verona. And as you can see, 12 goals for, is it Lasagna? Is it really Lasagna? I don't know this player, Kevin Lasagna. I apologize if I'm butchering that. I do not speak Italian. Verdi and then Piccoli, 3 players with 12 goals. Not too bad, I will say. Apparently everyone else that didn't pick it up. 6.98 average rating for Verdi, though, not great. 9 assists for Cologne. Again, I apologize for butchering that name. 36 goals among these guys. You've got to have assists basically spread out a little more, I would assuming. Player of the Match Awards 4 for Roberto Piccoli. I remember having him in one of my teams a couple of years ago. How old is he? 22, so yeah. I think in Rome I picked him up one season. I don't remember. But 4 Player of the Match Awards. Not the most fantastic run there for these players. And Lecce, I can only assume, is not as good either. 20 goals for Colombo, though. That is actually really good. But Hellas Verona, you were spreading them out a little more. Colombo is the only one. I don't know how many more goal scorers they actually had. This dude, Morton H, 702 average rating. Most assists, Strefezza, 12 assists. And then most player of the match awards, 3 with Cisse, Falcone, and Colombo. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have picked Italy because these names are going to just kill me. And if we finally end up on the stats, most goals, 110 for Juve, 74 for Milan. So they quite a dip down. Hellas Verona with 56. Fewer shots against, no one. Most possession, Juve with 59%. Probably the highest that we've seen from the Premier League. All the way switching to Italy. I wonder if that's going to be the trend, is Juve is going to have the higher possession. Most dribbles made, nobody. Fewest conceded, nobody. Most shutouts, wow. Hellas Verona with tackles, 821. Sort of surprised not to see Lecce here. However, you got Hellas Verona up there. Best pass completion, Udinese, no one's there. Juve with the most shots for, 7.53. Hellas Verona 5.23. And then Lecce 10 down, 5.13. Most points per game, Juve 2.05. You can look at the player stats. But most goals, Vlahović, Colombo right there in the top three. Not a bad job, 43 to 20. 43 for Vlahović, and then all the way down to Immobile with 22. Most assists for Angel Di Maria, 16. Strefezza with 11, and then Cologne with 9. Most player of the match awards, Vlahović with 9. So maybe it's just not a league that you'll get a lot of player of the match awards. I don't know. I'm still kind of learning about Italy in terms of these saves and these sims. So I'm scrolling through and I'm not seeing anyone else. Verdi with 142 key passes and no one else. With Strefezza with 102. Most shots, Vlahović 155, Verdi with 96, and Colombo with 89. And then we've already got back to most goals. So overall, I will say so far, having seen the Premier League and how well some of the tactics have done for them, this is not a tactic for this area. For Juve, Hellas Verona, or Lecce, I may do a Napoli, just a Napoli set, a sim right there with a lot of these tactics that everyone has used Napoli for and done very well. And I'll kind of see how they do on my own and kind of match them up against each other and see who does better. But for now, I can't really say that it's done very well for any of these teams. Going to a playoff, you would hope that Juve would do a little bit better. I know in my Milan save on my channel, check it out, we did beat them handily a few times. So Juve's kind of dipping in form. I don't know if it's their aging squad, their lack of a coaching staff in real life. I don't know if that's transferred to FM or not. But anyway, that is it for me, Sefian FM and the Football Manager blog channel for Juve, Hellas Verona, and Lecce. And this tactic, the Incandescent tactic by ThatRyRyGuy. Gotta love that name. But saying thank you so much for watching. Take care and enjoy.